It's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas, and today is Craftmas Season 2, Episode 62. And we have a fun one for you. I'm going to show you how to make this tall welcome sign. Now, I know mine is extremely tall and you can't see all of it I can't really back my camera up much further for you to see all of it. But I used an old piece of a waterbed that we had for my board instead of going and buying a new one. And then I used Oracal 651 as my stencil. Now, if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, I will show you how I made this. So I have my board laid out. This is actually an old piece of a waterbed, and it is 9 inches by about 7 foot. And I painted my base already and let it dry, and I used the Master's Touch acrylic in turquoise green, and then I mixed in some of the Master's Touch in Verde, which look like this. And I've already cut my vinyl, and this file is available for my $10 or more a month patrons. Now, I did cut this on the big machine because, well, it's massive, and I was doing multiples of it. So the first thing I want to do is lay out my vinyl where it's centered. So what I'm going to start with is pull back my backing on my paper just a little bit. And we're going to line that up on the straight edge up here, making sure it's nice and centered. Which, as you can see on my design, I did not go all the way to the bottom because what I'm wanting to do is, this is a gift from my sister-in-law. I'm actually making several of these. I'm going to, I think it would look really cute in front of her house with a planter. So as you can see, I'm just pulling back the paper underneath a few inches at a time, and then squeegeeing down to that paper line. When you're working with a big project like this, it's easy to do it like that. Now, you can cut this on a regular Cricut. The letters are small enough to easily fit on any type of stencil material, and it all kind of depends on your board too. And with having that paper underneath there, it really helps to give my vinyl some lift, so it's going on a lot smoother. And you just keep working your way down. But it all depends on the size of your board. Now, I know most people are not going to have like an old waterbed with all the pieces left like we did, but I was like, well, there's no point in wasting material that we already have and go buy a brand new big board when we have big boards. So as you can see, just working my way down. Squeegeeing as I go. But because of the size of this design, you could cut it in 2 or 3 pieces and just butt your vinyl up against each other. can see, my vinyl is applied and it's squeegeed down good. Now, if your board's not smooth, you can take your base color that you use and paint the edges, so that way you don't have any lines. But because this is a board that was used as a bed, for us it is smooth. I did not sand previously. And as I'm removing, I'm just going back and making sure all my edges are nice and squeegeed down. That's one of the things that's going to make sure you have nice, clean, crisp lines. And the base coat, the reason why I didn't film the base coat is it did take me a while to achieve this look. I did use that paintbrush, so it has some striations in it. And just pull off my transfer tape. That is what it looks like. I'm going to continue just working my squeegee around the edges just to make sure everything is nice and smooth. Looks good to me. Now I just have a regular plate, and I'm going to take a tiny bit of raw umber from Master's Touch. These are $3.99 at Hobby Lobby. And then I'm going to mix in some white. And I have a sponge, kind of brush. Well, it's just a sponge. It's like a sea sponge for painting. And just kind of dab over my letters. And if you think that it's too dark, you can mix in more white. It's all on personal preference for this. But see, it makes, when you mix the colors together, it really does make like a pretty off-white tannish color. And I have found that whenever you're doing stuff like this and you're dabbing and not dragging, that it also helps keep smoother lines. But I typically do like to mix multiple colors of paint because that helps with dimension and gives it something a little bit extra. And just keep dabbing. Now, you can spend a longer time making sure everything's laid out perfectly. To me, I don't mind if it's not perfect because it definitely gives that homemade flair. But see, just dab, dab, dab. And on this project, like, I'm going to cut the camera off after I finish painting all the letters, and then we'll come back to it and show you what it looks like once it's dry. And my vinyl got a little off center, and as you can see, I got some, it's probably hard to tell, But since the paint's still wet on top, I can just rub it away with my rag. And I buy those microfiber towels at Dollar Tree, so that way I always have something available to help keep my messes clean. Okay, so as you can see now, all my letters have full coverage. See how easy that it is to clean up. As long as you don't keep... I rub some off the letter. There we go. So, I'm going to let that dry. And once it's dry, then we'll come back and we'll peel off the vinyl and I'll show you what it looks like. So my paint is dry enough to remove my vinyl, which is what we're going to do pretty slowly. I know it is a terrible, terrible noise, but you know, can't do anything about that. But I'm loving how this is coming out. And for us, like to have big pieces of scrap vinyl that can be used on something like this is not unusual. We have big signs and things like that, so that's why the scrap boxes are good, because once it's used for a big sign, a lot of times we can't run that size vinyl through the machines anymore. There we go. I'm barefoot and comfortable today. But look how cute that turned out. I need to grab my pick. So I can remove the center of the O. And the last little part of the E. Now look how good that looks. Now if you'll give me a moment to change camera angle, I'll go over everything we did. So hopefully you like this video. If you do, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is every single day of the week during Craftmas at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget to check me out on all my social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, as well as my second channel, which is just Betsy Gocher. I post makeup, I post my keto, weight loss updates, and pretty much just ways to get to know me a little bit better over there. So if you're interested in any of that, check it out. It is linked in the description box. But I guess that's it for today. So we shall see y'all mañana. Bye.